I think I'm audible to everyone. వినిపిస్తుందమ్మా?
ఎస్ సార్ వినిపిస్తుంది.
Okay. So we are continuing the same topic, that is routing protocols, in the second unit. And let me finish this topic today. Then we go further in the third unit. We have to complete the syllabus very fast because we have less amount of time. So this is what we are discussing in the previous classes regarding routing protocols. So let me give an introduction to the what we discussed in the previous classes, then we will continue further. So according to the routing protocols, they have been categorized into two things, that is intra-domain routing protocols and inter-domain routing protocols. Okay. So what is intra-domain, what is inter-domain? Because intra-domain will be discussing protocols which are being used inside AS. Inside AS. AS is nothing but an autonomous system. Autonomous system is nothing but an independent, where it contains group of networks. Okay, where it contains group of networks, routers. Okay. Under single administration. Okay, under single administration. Okay. One will be the controller among these autonomous systems. Let me show you one diagram over here. Let us say that this is one autonomous system. In which there are different types of nodes. The nodes are nothing but different PCs which are connected to each other. Okay, so among this, one will be treated as a single administration. So one of the node will be treated as superior over the other. So according to the different types of protocols, that is distance vector routing protocols or link state or path vector, these are the way how data will be communicated. Okay, distance vector or link state are belonging to the inter-domain. It means it will be discussing about the data transformation within the autonomous system. But whereas inter-domain will be discussing about different types of autonomous systems, communication between different autonomous systems. Okay. So in the last class we discussed about distance vector. So according to the distance vector, autonomous system contains each node, that is, so every node will maintain one table. It is called as a routing table. So what does it contain? It contains details about the next or the neighbor node. Okay. So what happens here is, it contains, according to the distance vector, it will have one table, it will maintain one table. In the table, it will contain the cost. Okay, cost to travel to the neighbor node only. Okay, it will not, let us say that this is A, this is B and C, D. If A wants to send a message to C, so A is the source, C is the destination actually. Okay, source and destination. But what happens here is A will not directly communicate. Let us say that if there is a link directly connected to A to C, there is no problem. If there is no directly connected to C from A, so what happens? It will take one route which is the least cost route, okay, which contains minimum cost route. So the source node will contain information, or it will give the information about himself through the routing table, which will be the next node in that route. The data will be transferred from this route. Either it is following ABC route or ADC route. Okay, either ABC or ADC. Okay, so what happens? This is source, this is destination. So in between we have B and D over here. So what happens? A will give its routing table information to the D so that it can communicate with the C. Okay, so this is what happens with the distance vector. So as we discussed a lot of things regarding distance vector, distance vector contains initialization, okay, next sharing and updating. So what is this? Initialization, sharing and updating. So these are all regarding the routing table. Okay, every node's routing table should be initialized, okay, and they must be shared among with the other nodes or other PCs or other hosts in the network, and after that it has to update the routing table for further communication between the different nodes. Okay, so that is what we discussed. And when it will be when a routing table will be getting information or getting updated. So according to the distance vector algorithm, distance vector routing protocol, so what happens is every node will update its routing table periodically. After certain period of time, it has to update itself, or when there is a change in the network. Okay, so periodically it has to change, or if there is any change in the network issues, then it has to update. Okay, so updating will be done periodically. What we are updating? Routing table will be updated periodically or when there is a change in the network. Okay. So next we are coming to the RIP as we seen in the diagram. That is, RIP is based on which protocol? Distance vector routing protocol. Okay, distance vector routing protocol. Okay, so RIP is nothing but routing information protocol. Routing information protocol. So it is based on intra-domain, yes or no? It is based on intra-domain. Intra-domain is nothing but within the autonomous system. AS, within autonomous system. And RIP protocol, that is routing information protocol, will be implemented. Okay, implemented based on what? Implemented based on, just now we told, that is distance vector routing protocol, that is DVRP, and it has some considerations to be done. So whenever RIP is used, there are some considerations. So according to the RIP, we are concentrating on routers here. Routing is nothing but routers. Here we are concentrating on routers. The first consideration regarding RIP is it is dealing with routers, yes or no? Routers and networks. Routing information protocol is dealing with routers and networks, and there will be a table for routers, but there will not be any table for networks. Network does not have any table. Routers will have routing table. Okay. So coming to the next point, second consideration. So the first or the second consideration about RIP is the destination. Okay, destination which is used, or destination which is part of the routing table, destination which is part of the routing table, okay, will be a network address. Okay, will be a network or a network address. We can also say that. I will show you one diagram also, don't worry. And next, third one, according to RIP consideration, the metrics or a metric used in RIP, okay, metric which is used in RIP is very simple. Because we are saying that the destination or the destination which is supposed to be reached by a source will be destination which will be reached by a source system will be the number of links which it follows. So what is this? So according to RIP, the third consideration is that it has to consider that the matrix which is used in RIP is nothing but the destination has to be reached from the source will include the number of links which have been used between the source and destination. And this is called as a hop count. What is that? Which is nothing but hop count. We call it as hop count. Next, regarding the next fourth consideration. So the next node column. So according to routing table columns, let me show you one table so that you can understand it. It contains 3 columns. contains three columns. First one is destination, next one is hop, next one is next. Okay. So what is this here? Here, as part of the destination column, there will be network IDs will be there or network addresses will be there. According to the hop column, it contains the number of links which requires the destination to travel or the data packet to travel through the links, number of links which have been included from the source to the destination. And coming to the next hop, next column. So what contains, it defines this column. Next column will define the address of the router. Okay. Address of the router. Address of the router for which packet is to be sent. For which packet is to be sent for the destination. Okay. So we consider one example over here. So let us consider one autonomous system. One autonomous system. So autonomous system where it contains 7 networks. Okay. 7 networks and 4 routers between them. Okay, 7 networks and 4 routers. So how many? We are taking one example to consider 7 networks will be there as part of an autonomous system and 4 routers will be there. So namely they are R1, R2, R3, R4. Okay. Let me draw one diagram over here. So let us say that this is one network, and this is one network, and this is one network. And coming to this one here, here. Just a rough picture I am drawing. Okay. The circles which are denoted here, let us say that this is R1, this is R4, and this is R2, and this is R3. These are different types of networks. That is, let me number this 192.2.4.0, and this will be 130.10.0.0, and this is 130.11.0.0, and there is one more network over here, that is 205.5.0.0, or we have next comes here 205.5.5.56.0, 56.0. Okay. So here we have one more, that is 130.11.0.1, and here 130.10.0.1. Okay. Let me draw this, then I will continue. 195 dot. So this is 195. 2.5.1. And coming to this is 195.4. 2.6.0 and so on. Okay. See, try to observe here in this example, according to routing information protocol, there are 4 routers which are part of this 7 networks. So 7 networks will have 7 different network IDs are there. Try to observe here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So 7, totally 7 network IDs are there. Network IDs are there, and 4 routers are there. Okay. So to try to observe here, router 1. Okay. Router 1. There is one kind of a, according to the router 1, it is directly connected to the networks called as 10 point. So when you consider these two networks, okay, router R1 is directly connected to these two networks. Okay, which means there are no next hop entries will be for these two networks. So it means there are no entries. It means that according to the same router, if two networks are connected, so next column will be empty. Okay, to send a packet from one of the 3 networks at the far left from router R1 to the router R2. Okay, so it has to go through one kind of an interface address that is called as 130.10. That is 10.0.1. You try to understand here, if any one of the host, if router R1 wants to send a packet to R2 router, so what it has to do, it has to take an intermediate IP address with the help of intermediate IP address or interface IP address called as 130.10.01. So if it wants to communicate with the R2, it is taking the help of one of the IP address, and if it wants to communicate with the R4, it will be taking one more interface IP address number, that is 130.11.0.1. Okay. So what will be the table entries for that one? So here what happens? According to this router table, R1 routing table, when you consider about the R4 or router R1, so a lot of communications will be there and a hop will be there. So according to the R1 routing table, there will be something like this: destination, hop, and next. So according to the destination entry, it will have, there are two destinations are there, 10.0.0 and 130.11.0.0, and it has a hop count of 1. So only once, there is only one direct link is there from router R1 to the different destinations. So there is no next hop will be there. There is a next hop entries. So if it considers, let us say that if it tries to consider if it tries to consider, let us say that if it wants to communicate with this network, if a router 1 wants to send a packet to this network, it means through the router R2, so there will be a count, that is there are 2 links are involved in for this router. There is the interface link will be there and a particular link will be there, so there will be the routing table for R2 or R1, sorry, same R1. So if it wants to send a 95.2.4.0, so the hop count will be 2 because it is following 2 links from R1 to R2 one link, R2 to the network link. So 2 links will be the hop count, and the next will be, what is the next one? From R1 through which we are following. This is the next one. R1 has to follow, that is 130.0, that is 10.0.1. So this is the next address which is followed by the R1 to reach 195.2.4.0 with the 2 as a hop count. Okay, so this is about routing information protocols. Next one is that is link state protocol. Okay. Link state protocol. Let me share one more thing here. So I think everyone able to see this one here. You observe here. So according to the distance vector routing, it is used to calculate the shortest cost path. Now when we are considering about link state, okay, link state. So what happens here is, according to distance, it is finding out the distance cost, but according to the link state, it is trying to find out the link cost, state cost, linked state cost. So what is there? So let me discuss that one. That is what is link cost is dealing about. So it is different according to the distance vector. Link state is different. Every node in the domain or in an autonomous system has the entire topology or entire details about. So every, like if it considered as autonomous system, or it is called as a domain. Okay, if we are calling it as domain, so it contains every node. It will contain details about the nodes, every node which are connected in the autonomous system and the links between them. And also they will have the type of connections or the type of the links or the types of the topology which is used, and the cost metric also, and also the condition of the link. So condition is nothing but up or down link. Okay, so it is metric, cost means metric, and the type may be either it is following different types of topologies like star, bus, any kind of topology. So this is about link state. Link state is nothing but whenever we are discussing about a link between two nodes or two domains or two networks, then it will be consider all these things. It has to consider all these things, the details about the particular node and the links which are connected to it, and the type of topology which is used, either it is star, mesh or bus, or the cost which is involved in it, and the conditions of the link, that is either it is uplink or downlink. So these are all considered according to the link. So this is about link state. And coming to the second point, send the messages to their neighbors only. Distance vector routing sends only messages to the neighbor nodes only. Okay, not to the directly destination. It will send only neighbors to reach until the destination is done. So coming to the link state routing, it sends messages to every other node in the network. What do you mean by this? It will not restrict itself to the neighbor. Okay, it will not restrict itself to the neighbor, but it will send the messages to every node in the network which is there, which are connected to the particular link. Now coming to the third point, it is a decentralized routing algorithm and it is a centralized routing algorithm, global routing algorithm. It means as we are sending messages to limited people, that is the neighbors only, and here we are sending messages to all the nodes which are connected to the particular network. So this is a global one and this is a decentralized. Decentralized is nothing but we are making the packets to travel through neighbors only until the destination is reached. And next one is sends larger updates only to the neighboring routers. Okay, and sends small updates to everywhere. So what happens here is, according to the distance vector, the major updates have been done, so every node has to update its table, so that will be sent to the neighboring only. So coming to the link state, because it is a global routing algorithm, because the packets will be or the messages will be sent to every node in the network, so small updates will be sent, because larger updates if we send to all the nodes, it will be hard to maintain there. And coming to the distance vector routing algorithm, it requires less CPU power and less memory space, whereas link state routing algorithms, it requires more CPU power and more memory space. And coming to the distance vector, the last point, it is simple to implement and support, and it is link state, it is expensive to implement and support because we are dealing with a lot of nodes involved in it. Okay, so this is about the small differences between distance vector and routing vector, that is link state vector. So it also contains different types of, see, whenever we are discussing about state of a link, so every network will be following one kind of a topology. Okay, what is topology? Topology is the way in which the systems are connected, either in the bus topology or mesh or star. Okay, according to our explanations, we are considering only, let us say that if two networks are there, they will be following the same topologies. Then only we can assume the things in a proper way. Let us say that if it is following a different structure, let us say that bus topology and it is using a star topology. So that is not considered as part of our considerations according to the link state protocol, routing protocols. So whichever nodes are there, whichever nodes are connected, whichever domains are connected, they will be following the same here, same topologies. Now coming to the diagram A, B, C, D, E. Let me draw this and let me finish this topic here. Okay, how many nodes are there? 5 nodes are there. So A to B is there, A to C is there, A to D connection is there. So C to B and C to E and D to E. Okay. So it contains one more circle over here, one more circle over here, one more circle, one more circle over here. Kindly mute yourself, everyone. So A to B, it requires 5 matrix. Okay. And for A to C, it will be having C2 matrix, and it will have 3 from A to D. Okay. And from C to E, it is 4 and 4. And coming to the C to B, 4 and 4, and B to E, 3 and 3. So these are the metrics which are denoted here. So A to D, you observe here the cost of this link is 3. And coming to the A to B, it is 5. And A to C, it is 2. C to B is 4. C to E is 4. B to E is 3. Okay. Who is this? Vandana. Vandana. Who is Vandana? Mute yourself, Vandana. Okay, this is about link state diagram. So in this, node A, let us say that node A knows it is connected to B, and it is also connected to C, and it is also connected to D. Okay. So from A to B, the metric is 5. A to C, the metric is, what is that? 2. From A to D is 3. So if we consider node B, just now I told you from node B, how many connections are there? A is there, C, E. So A to B to A is 5. Okay. And B to C is 4. D to E is 3. So these are different types of metrics which are used here. And one thing must be known here, the topologies which are used by the different domains. Domains are nothing but different types of networks which are used here. So we are not sure about which type of topologies will be considered inside it. Okay. So it is hard to maintain. So for our convenience, we are considering that every network which is part of the link state routing protocol will be of same